yourself, blaming, justifying yourself why you are poor. Well, it could be you are poor. I didn't say you are poor, but you are poor. Welcome to Marketplace Believers, an online platform that engages, equips, and encourages believers to say in Uwezekana. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Marketplace Media. If this is your first time being here, so that every time when we upload a new video, YouTube will notify you. And thank you so much for those of you that have been following us. My name is John Kimani, and this is Book Club. Now, our book today is The Secrets of Millionaire Mind, done by T. Harv Eker. Now, here's an excellent quote where he says, let me put it bluntly, anyone who says money is not important doesn't have any. Let's say that again. Anyone who says money isn't important doesn't have many. Now, this book actually reviews the secrets, the missing link between wanting success and achieving it. This book incidentally is the number one New York Times and Wall Street Journal and USA's a bestseller. Now, the author is a businessman. Is a motivational speaker who is respected because of the principles that he shared in this book, The Secrets of Millionaire Mind. Now, the book is very bold, very bold. In its opening pages, it actually says, he says that give me 5 minutes and I can predict your financial future for the rest of your life. 5 minutes. And that was very interesting. The book is divided actually into two parts. Part one deals with the money blueprint, and then part two deals with 17 wealth vows. And so it shares how wealthy people think differently from poor or middle class people. Earlier on in our Facebook page, we had asked, our Facebook profile, we had asked if you would have 1,000 shillings, how would you spend it? And there was somebody who said, who said that if she, actually it was a she, if I had 1,000 shillings, I would tithe 10%, then the rest spend it on personal use. And then she laughed. How would you spend 1,000 shillings? Please, let us know how you spend it. Now, if there's a book that will challenge your beliefs and your attitude about money, then this is the book. And our encouragement in this book is that what you learn from this book, please do it. Because, of course, what you hear, you will forget. What you see, you will remember. But what you do, you will understand. And so we encourage you that whatever it is that you're going to learn from this book, please do it, because you will understand. Question, John, how can I be wealthy? Or on the reverse, can we ask, how can I fight poverty? Because poverty stinks. Who likes poor people? We encourage you, and this is the advice. If you want to fight poverty in your life, delete the old fires that you picked from your parents, that money doesn't grow on trees. It is sinful to be wealthy, that wealthy people will not have space in heaven. We need to delete those old fires. And by the way, one of the quickest ways in which we can be able to be wealthy is to compare. And this is what T. Harv Eker actually does, comparing between poor and rich. And because there are 17 principles that he has shared, and maybe we can just go through them very quickly. Some of them is that rich people believe I create my life. Poor people believe life happens to me. Number 2, rich people play money game to win. Poor people play money game to lose. Number 3, rich people are committed to being rich. Poor people want to be rich. Rich people, number 4, think big. Poor people think small. Number 5, rich people focus on opportunities. Poor people focus on obstacles. Rich people admire other rich and successful people. Poor people resent rich and successful people. Rich people associate with positive, successful people. Poor people associate with negative, as are all unsuccessful people. Number 8, rich people are willing to promote themselves and their value. Poor people think negatively about selling and promotion. Rich people are bigger than their problems. Poor people are smaller than their problems. Number 10, rich people are excellent receivers. Poor people are poor receivers. Number 11, rich people choose to get paid on results. Poor people choose to be paid based on time. Rich people, number 12, think both. Poor people think either or. Number 13, rich people focus on their net worth. Poor people focus on working income. Now, number 14, rich people manage their money well. Poor people mismanage their money. And then rich people, number 15, have their money work hard for them. Poor people work hard for their money. 16, rich people act in spite of fear. Poor people let fear stop them. And then number 17, rich people constantly learn and grow. Poor people think they already know. Allow us to just share 5 of those 17 principles and we'll discuss them in details. Number 1, the difference between poor and wealthy people, because our intentions at Marketplace Media is for you to be wealthy. We believe God's intentions and God's purpose is for you to be wealthy. Remember, you cannot be able to accomplish God's purposes in your life if you are poor. So there is a need for you to be wealthy, because wealth gives you options. Wealth gives you respect. Wealth gives you recognition. So 5 differences between wealthy people and poor persons. Number 1, rich people believe I create my life. Poor people believe life happens to me. In other words, poor people are victims. They see themselves as victims, and because they are victims, they play the blame game. They are professional at blame game. They blame the economy. They blame the government. They blame the stock market. Their employer, the employees, the spouse, God. They blame everything and everybody. They are just professionals in blame game. Number 2, these poor people will justify. They will say, after all, money is not really important. Money is not a qualification to go to heaven. After all, money makes you wicked. Sometimes they will quote the verse that says, love of money is the root of all evils. And so they will try to justify. They will say, money is not really important. As long as I'm able to pay bills, I don't need more money. But we need money to make an influence in this kingdom. We need money. Then the other thing about poor people is that they complain. They say, I'm disadvantaged. I always attract bad luck. I'm just a poor person. Unless people, even when they win lottery, they end up dying very poor. Remember something. What you focus on actually expands. What you focus on actually expand. So if your focus is on what cannot work, then of course it's going to expand. So when the poor people are playing the blame game, the rich are playing a different type of a game. They understand the law of cause and effect. They know the law of sowing and reaping. So they leap hard work. They leap professionalism. They leap the desire to help, so they don't complain, they don't justify, they don't play the blame game. When things go wrong, they ask themselves, why is it that I went wrong? And they fix it. They learn from their mistakes. They learn from other people's mistakes. No wonder they take responsibility towards whatever it is that they do. And so one of the password towards having wealth is as becoming responsible, saying I accept responsibility. Okay, the number two difference between poor people and wealthy people is that rich people choose to be paid by results, poor people choose to be paid by the time. A poor person who is the person who actually enjoys a steady monthly salary. They love security, so because they are afraid being paid by their performance. But have you not noticed that a lot of civil servants are basically very lazy? And I have no apologies anyway to make. A lot of civil servants, when you look at them, they are very lazy. They report the time they want, they leave the time they want, they will come into the office, hang a coat and then evaporate. They have no essence of time. Sometimes even when they customers are so many. Have you never went to Kenya Power, for example, and it is the end of the month and they are empty, literally empty tellers, and the customers are so many, and they are not bothered because where poor people are paid by the time. Once it is 8, they don't care. But with the rich people, they will work from 8, 9, 11 a.m. They will still working. They have no time to rest. They want their business to be on their feet. For them, they invest a lot of time, and for them, it is the results. They are never satisfied with the time they spend. For them, they measure their performance by the results they post. Now, let me share a wealth principle that T.F. Ecker shares. He said, money is a result, wealth is a result, health is a result, illness is a result, your weight is a result. We live in a world of cause and effect. And rich people live in a world of possibilities. They believe that, wealthy people believe it can be done. I can do it. But poor people live in a world of scarcity. No wonder where the people are committed to becoming wealthy and rich. They are committed. They want to walk that path. So if it's about enrolling in a class, if it's about learning that skill, if it's about staying late so that they can understand that skill, if it's about going out there and testing the waters, if it's about looking at the product, and then innovating it so that it fits the market, they will do it. They want to satisfy the customer. They will not rest until their product is making an impact in the market. Now, number 3, wealthy people focus on opportunities, while poor people focus on obstacles. The thinking that actually guides the wealthy people is this: I am going to succeed. They say, I will work because I will make it work. They have this untold confidence, this high confidence in creativity, and they have always saying there's a way to fix this. When they hit rock bottom, they have a way of maneuvering it, and they always say, I must find a way. There must be a way of going around this. And so they will engage in creative thinking. They will engage their mind into innovative thinking. They always ask themselves, what can I do to make this product, this service better? How can I be able to increase market share? How can I be able to increase customer retention? How can I be able to make my brand more visible, more appealing? What is it can I do so that people can like our shop, so that people come and buy from my shop? That's the kind of thinking that wealthy people engage in. But for the poor people, they expect to fail, and so they fail. They avoid anything that is risky. A poor man will avoid, and in the name of avoiding risk, they end up becoming poor. Because we need to say it and say it here. On the other side of risk, there is money, there is wealth, there is option, there is recognition. The wealthy person takes what we call educated risk. Remember, what you focus on will expand. Number 3, difference between wealthy people and rich people is that wealthy people are bigger than their problems. Poor people are smaller than their problems. The journey of the wealthy is rich of twists and turns and detours and a lot of problems. and they welcome them. They don't run away from problems. In fact, they are problem solvers. They welcome problems because they know at the end of this problem, if I'm able to solve this problem, then I am going to offer a solution to the world and I am going to get money. Okay? They don't allow problems to be bigger than themselves. With the poor people, they look at the problems and run away. Poor people will walk away from challenges. They believe that problems should not show up in their lives. They think there is no solution to that problem, and so they walk away. I need you to look right in the mirror. Just stop right there and touch your heart and declare, I am bigger than my problems. If you desire to be wealthy, if you desire to have options, if you desire to have recognition, if you desire to be a kingdom builder like Joseph of Arimathea, I encourage you, just touch your heart and just pause and say, I am bigger than my problems. That's a powerful declaration. Rich people, number 4, think big. Poor people think small. The law of income actually states you will be paid in direct proportion to the value you deliver according to the marketplace. You will be paid in direct proportion to the value you deliver according to the marketplace. Now, poor people choose to play small, not big, because they are full of fear. So they are equally scared of failure and success. So they don't play big. Okay? They will not take on responsibility that they are given by their bosses. They will run away and they end up being poor. So they play small, they play safe. They do not want to burn their fingers. They do not want to take educated, calculated risk. For wealthy people, they are very good entrepreneurs. And by the way, do you know an entrepreneur is that somebody who solves a problem for others at a profit? I need to say that again. An entrepreneur is somebody who solves a problem for people at a profit. So an entrepreneur is a problem solver. And I need to ask us, those of us who are watching us today, if you don't solve that problem, if you can't see, who else will? There's a problem in marriages. If you don't sit long enough and find the solution for happy marriages, who else will? Kenya is ranked as one of the most corrupt countries in the world. If somebody does not sit and find the solutions to that, who will? There's a lot of people who are struggling with internet in the bush. If somebody does not look for a way to make internet affordable to those people, who else will? I need to ask us tonight, if you don't solve the problems in this world, who else will? Now, we've said that rich people focus. Rich people, I think we said that rich people focus on opportunities and not on problems. Well, that's where we'll end. But we need to say this. Poor people, their mind are occupied with 2 poverty phrases. And those